him movie review. He's like, yeah, and this guy's like, yeah, I'm him. So, and then he looks like Jesus on this. Right off the bat, a lot of like symbolism, but I would argue kind of superficial symbolism in this movie. Spoilers, like always. So I don't want to call these like movie analyses, but I call them movie reviews, and I do kind of run through the movie a little bit, like certain plot points, etc. So there's always spoilers in these. It's a movie review, but it's also like a light movie commentary on like some of the things I found noteworthy. But yeah. So some symbolism. He's him. I don't know what. And there's an occult symbol of some kind, some kind of as above, so below type witchcraft type shit, satanic, whatever, Masonic. It's just kind of vague. Like it's just like occult ritualistic. The power, the elites, the Bohemian Grove type. That's like what you think of when you're like watching this movie. You're thinking like, this is like ritualistic, like they might be Satan worshippers and whatever. So he's how was the movie? Not very good, right? It was about a 3 out of 10, 2.5. That's probably fair. I mean, I really didn't see much redeeming. Like I could maybe give this like a 4. 4 is kind of like bad, but also sort of entertaining. Like it was sort of entertaining. I think Marlon Wayans in this movie did a good job. I think he had 2 or 3 pretty good scenes, pretty like iconic. Well, I don't want to say iconic, right? People use that word too much, but I mean a lot of them were in the preview though, right? So the one scene, he's like, I forget, he's like training this dude. He's at his compound or whatever, and he's like, you gotta get your shit together. And he's like yelling in his face, and he's like, boop, and he like boops his nose. That's kind of funny. So like, I think Wayne's did a good job at like kind of the contrast of like he's messed up. He's like he was him, and he's kind of growing out, like aging out of the sport, and this is sort of almost like his replacement or whatever. This is the new fresh young blood or whatever. He's gonna be him. He's the most promising up and comer or whatever. And I understand the movie it can be kind of a commentary about like CTE and like these contact sports or whatever. I get it. The thing is, that doesn't make the movie brilliant automatically. You know what I mean? Just because a movie can kind of have like some double meaning doesn't make it intelligent or good automatically. And be like, oh, was there a really well-crafted, touching tale about CTE, perfectly just layered, like an artist layered into this superficial story? Not really. It was like very general, in my opinion. To be able to say like it's like this, is double entendre the right word, or am I going to sound stupid saying that? I'm going to look that up. I don't think that's even the right word to use. Phrase of 2 meanings, obvious and innocent, other, often risque, sexual, or ironic. Okay. Well, there's not one that's like innocent, I guess, right? So the double entendre wouldn't work. But like they make these movies like kind of like these more artistic movies, and I honestly feel like it's more like they want to trick you into thinking it's deeper than it is, and it's really not. Like, yeah, of course, like this could be about like CTE as well as the surface level story. Like, no shit. I think everyone could like grasp that. And the surface level story, frankly, like it could have been cool, but there just wasn't enough there, in my opinion, for me. It's got him kind of what's the word, middling around this facility, this the Marlon Wayans facility. You got Tyreek Withers. He's walking around, he's creeping around. Sorry. Anyway. I don't know. Then the like some kind of what was it? I'm trying to even think. I'm trying to think of anything really like noteworthy. Then he's gonna sign the contract at the end or whatever. He's him. It does like the cool thermal imaging parts of the movie are like kind of neat, I guess. But again, it's still kind of a gimmick. Like you put that in a really cool movie, and it's like kind of cool and it's impactful, and like it was kind of like artistic and shocking and TikTok-y. Like that's the kind of what it reminds me of. I hate to just say that, like to not trying to be like an absolute dick about the movie, but it does seem like one of those things where this is made for almost like this movie. It's like it was made for the preview. You know what I mean? Like you watch the preview and you get the gist of the whole movie. Like I didn't. There's not much more I got out of the movie other than just watching the preview. Even the boop scene was like on the preview. That was like probably my favorite scene in the whole movie. And the end was like, I understand there was like alternate endings. I think they probably would have been a little better. I did kind of like the planes in the background with the red, white, and blue when he's like going sword, like he's like sword, like medieval weaponry, like killing the spoilers. I already said when he's killing the old rich white people, contract people, the ritual, the elites, like whatever, you know what I mean? Because that's also the movie kind of lightly comments on that, I guess. It's like the whole, I'm not trying to make it a race thing, but it's like these like rich old white owners kind of thing where it's like, yeah, like the real power in this country, the people who like own everything, like they own the team, you can talk to them, da da da. And it's all these just like goofy, like old, like they had like the Tim and Eric, Tim Heidecker, I think he was one of the characters in that, like that circle of like the rich white people, elite people, you know what I mean? I don't know if he was like a middleman of some kind or whatever, but so basically, yeah, there's a light commentary on that too. I mean, that is kind of how the world works, but it just so happens a lot of the richest people are, I don't know, are white, but and old. And they, Rothschilds, etc. These people, marrying their families together, and the legacy dynasties of these powerful families, whatever. That's a whole nother subject entirely. That's more of a philosophy video, like the lens of power in society. And I'm kind of off track. There's really not much to talk about the movie, to be honest. The ending was all right, but it kind of was more like. He rejected the contract. Sorry, I'm getting back on point. He rejected the contract. Okay, sign the contract. He rejected the contract, and then he wanted just sign the contract. Like, do it. And then he walks out after he beat Marlon Wayans. He's like, there can only be one. We give the blood from the last him or whatever, the last guy. The bloodline goes down back, and the great. They always share the blood of the beast, you know what I mean, the beast football player, whatever. It kind of was like that. Yeah, what am I saying it wrong? People do a million years of research in this occult satanic type, ritualistic shit. And he's like, nah, at the end, and then he just starts just basically killing all of them, and it was kind of funny, I guess, because then American red, white, and blue planes flew overhead as he's looking cool and bloody with the medieval weapon. It's whoosh, and it was like a Red Bull commercial or something, or a Broforce, whatever. Somebody heard of that. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, it was too poppy, newspaper headline. Let's make this scene look visually striking and cool, but the story was it was nothing. It really wasn't anything, to be honest. It was a very, very simple concept. This could have been a Black Mirror episode, almost. This could have been this 30-minute, 40-minute TV show episode, essentially. So, not a great one from me. Let me know what you think, though, if you disagree. It seems like the general. I should have went through some ratings or whatever. These are the popular reviews. Sometimes I try to get away from, but. People who dislike this probably haven't experienced the epic highs and lows of high school football. Well, guess not. The substance for men, I wouldn't say the substance, the movie or the substance itself for, the movie The Substance. I mean, The Substance was for anyone, right? And then there is a recreation of the Last Supper. Yes, in this, that made the guy in front of me involuntarily burst out laughing. Oh my God, I feel bad, lol. Yeah, 2 out of 10 too. I'm glad you didn't think that was so visually striking and epic and whatever, blah 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 blah, enough to actually rate it well. Yes, yeah. It looked like the Last Supper the one time when they were at the dinner table. It doesn't make it good. What was that? Something's missing, Jordan. I'd agree with that probably. The concept had potential, but geez, we lost the plot in a couple times, and it was hard to tell what was even happening. Yeah, we completely lost the plot. That's my review. I did basically saying the same thing I'm saying now. Probably said it a little better in my review though, because this is all off the cuff. Yeah, so it's a pass for me. If it's on a streaming service, maybe watch it if you have nothing better to do. But it really wasn't very good. I think it's a complete pass. I don't think it's even. You don't really even need to see it, to be honest. I don't think it adds anything to like the genre really. And yeah, that's my him review.